All right, let's look at an example of conditional probability. This is going to be Andy versus Bobby. So the warm-up time and number of wins for two friends, Andy and Bobby, playing pickleball were recorded for a year. The results are shown in the contingency table to the right. If Andy and Bobby were to play each other again, then what is the probability that Andy wins with a 15-minute warm-up time? So when we have what's called a contingency table, that means we have events that are aligned vertically, and we have events that are aligned horizontally. So we're going to look at the event of Andy winning. We're going to call this event A. The event where Bobby wins, that's going to be event B. And the event where we've got a 15-minute warm-up time, that's going to be event C. And the event with a 30-minute warm-up time, we're just going to call that event D. Okay, so what is the probability that Andy wins with a 15-minute warm-up time? So what we're looking at is we're looking at a conditional probability. What's the probability of this occurring if that occurs first? So we're looking at the probability that Andy wins given a 15-minute warm-up time. So we're labeling the event that Andy wins as event A. And the 15-minute warm-up time, that is event C. So we need to calculate the probability of A given C occurs first. And the equation for calculating conditional probability is the probability of A given C is equal to the probability of A and C divided by the probability of C. So this equation, when rewritten within the context of our problem, is this one. So the probability of Andy winning given a 15-minute warm-up is equal to the probability of Andy winning and a 15-minute warm-up divided by the probability of a 15-minute warm-up during the course of a year. And what I've done is I've just taken this equation here and rewritten it down below, right here. And so the probability of Andy and a 15-minute warm-up reduces to the order of Andy intersecting a 15-minute warm-up divided by the order of a 15-minute warm-up. So let's look at above to see where we'd have an intersection between event A and event C. Well, event A is everything here in this column, and event D, or 15-minute, is everything across in this column. So where's the intersection between those two? It's right here. So this is A intersect C, right there. And so the order of that intersection is 5, divided by the order of event C, which is a 15-minute warm-up. And so that would be, this right here would be event C, and 5 plus 8 is 13. So the order of a 15-minute warm-up is 13. So 5 divided by 13 gives us 0.3846, or 38.5%. So the probability that Andy's going to win with a 15-minute warm-up is 38.5%. For part B here, why don't you pause the video and using part A as a model, see if you can figure that out and unpause when you're ready to check your answer. All right, so let's come back and let's take a look at part B here. So off to the side, let's maybe recreate this contingency table. Just so that symbolically we can see what we're working with here. So what is the probability that Bobby wins with a 30-minute warm-up? Okay, so in this contingency table, event B is going to be everything in this column. So event B is that Bobby wins, and a 30-minute warm-up is going to be event D. So that's going to be going across this way. So where's the intersection of those two? Intersection is right here. So what we're looking at for the intersection of Bobby and a 30-minute warm-up time is going to be 23. So let's see here. I'm working ahead a little bit. So probability of A given a 30-minute warm-up is equal to the probability of, oh, I just messed up, didn't I? That shouldn't be A, that should be B. All right, so that's going to be Bobby and a 30-minute warm-up all over the probability of a 30-minute warm-up, which is going to be the order of B intersect D all over the order of D. Now this order of the intersection, which we said was going to be here, is going to be 23. And the order of D, which is our 30-minute warm-up, so that's going to be 14 plus 23, which was 37. And so 23 divided by 37 gives us 0.621 or 62.1%. So the probability that Bobby wins given a 30-minute warm-up is 62%. So if Bobby's going to play pickleball, he should warm up for 30 minutes before playing a game. All right, let's move on down to part C. So if Andy wins the match, then what is the probability that Andy's warm-up time was 15 minutes? So now we're kind of switching the order of what's given first and then what happens next. So here, what's the probability, given that Andy wins, that it was a 15-minute warm-up? So we're looking at the probability of a 15-minute warm-up given that Andy won. And so it's going to be the probability of a 15-minute warm-up and Andy. So we're looking at this intersection. So this will be D intersect A. Let's see, not D. That's going to be C. I'm sorry. And, that's going to be the probability of Andy, which is the probability of A. And so we've got the order of 15 intersect Andy, which I think, yeah, where those two intersect, Andy in 15 minutes, is right here at 5. So that's where this 5 comes from. And then the order of event A, or Andy, is going to be everything here in this Andy column. So 5 plus 14 is 19. So we're going to put 19 here in the denominator. And 5 divided by 19 is 0.2631, or 26.3%. So the percent probability is low that if Andy won, he had a 15-minute warm-up. So most likely then if Andy won, it would have been a 30-minute warm-up. All right, so that is it for that example. Let me know if you have any questions.